So before we start, let's understand that I am introducing Flats. Flats has shown up on my feeds for a while since the start of me playing Rivals, and he speaks like the man who's been through 2 Vietnam Wars. He speaks like the man who's been a veteran of the genre of hero shooters. He has the confidence of a man with 2 big testicles. Let's listen to him. I love the way he talks.
For the first ever patch notes video.
But also I'm old, so we'll do this.
Rivals, the hero hot list is now live. Not gonna lie, when I first read that last night, I went, "What?" I thought
hero hot list is now live. Okay.
Our official website.
Hey, Peanut.
Sorry, after playing last night.
I'm gonna eat the rest of the chicken noodles if that's
check the pick rates.
I will.
During our next maintenance, we will implement balanced
Don't you
adjustments
worry.
for certain heroes to promote a broader roster and enhance gameplay diversity. Find all the details here. Maintenance scheduled for January 9th at 11 p.m. to January 10th at 1 a.m. PST. So it looks like the game will go down for 2 hours.
You know what? I forgot it, Nats.
Yeah.
My laptop.
You forgot your laptop at her place.
I think she's taking a class tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good thing that everybody knows on YouTube now.
The night the patch comes out with a new season.
Okay, so that's a very good thing then. Not you losing your laptop.
I didn't
but
lose my laptop. I know where it is.
From January 9th to 10th. So at the time of recording, this maintenance schedule is going to be happening while I'm at work. So allegedly, if I come home from work and I boot up the game, it should be ready. However, I don't know this at the time of recording because shit sucks. But essentially, this is really good news to where it's for Pacific Standard Time. It's happening at a time to where everybody should be asleep, and everybody who is not asleep is either a child, a fetus, or somebody making this their full-time job. So that's a good thing.
During this time, the servers will be offline and players will not be able to access the game. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with that, but cool. Marvel Rivals Balanced Post version 2025 Season 1 begins. Hello, Rivals. As Season 0 draws to a close, our analysis of battle data has revealed significant shifts in team compositions within regular matches. Jeff, you asked me to zoom in. I'm trying to zoom in right now, but text will not get any bigger.
Oh my god.
Actually, once I get to 250.
Flats, take your time.
However,
you're good. You're
as the
good.
skill level escalates, compositions center around double shields and ranged.
When you get car insurance,
I don't
you get
fucking want ads. It's a good thing that honey is a thing.
Displayed considerable prowess. Despite this, players have continuously honed and experimented with new
double shields and range. I do remember having more than one support like Groot that shoots up like shields. I was definitely at fault to where I had a Stephen Strange available when I was Captain America. I'm at fault. Double ranged have display. Okay.
Compositions and strategies, further enriching the battlefield. For example, a potent combination featuring Psylocke and Star-Lord has begun or has brought unparalleled map control.
I've not seen that a lot in my games. I've only played like 17 games, but I haven't seen that.
While pairings like Namor and Winter Soldier emphasize
I've been killed by Namor a lot.
The rear lines and seizing opportunities for combat advantage. Whether formations revolved around Hulk's might or Adam Warlock's team-up abilities, or a selection of heroes tailored for specific scenarios, it became clear that players are delving deeper into the world of Marvel Rivals.
That's very good for the competitive scene because it might be my fault for not being at a place to start ranked matches, but I will say as someone who's playing like quick matches, those have not been popping up a whole lot because the people around my skill level at this time, they've been hugely focused on just having fun. This whole game is so much more so fun that it quadruples the amount of streams being played for Overwatch. But this game has been really fun, and it is sharp.
Hence, in the first half of Season 1, we are set to make balanced adjustments to certain heroes, enabling a broader roster to partake in more intricate gameplay, ensuring a richer, more engaging, and diverse gaming experience for all. At the same time, Regarding season bonuses and team-ups, we'd like to clarify that given the brief duration of Season 0 and everyone's recent acclamation to Marvel Rivals, we will not make extensive changes to our team-up abilities in Season 1. No change to team-up abilities in Season 1. Instead, we will make minor adjustments to the existing team-up values. Fear not, for we are planning exciting redesigns and adjustments.
Minor adjustments to existing team-up values versus massive buffs and debuffs. That's actually really good to where it's going to help a lot of people transition from Season 0 to Season 1 very easily, because these are going to be minute changes from what it sounds like. So it's not going to be game-breaking changes, because this is still in its early stages, and now that it surpassed 2 weeks, surviving longer than Concord, it needs to ease people into changes, because we don't want another Concord, but we want something to kill Overwatch.
Adjustments to team-up abilities in Season 2. Interesting. So team-ups are not changing in Season 1, but they will change in Season 2. Below, we will provide a detailed introduction to the balance adjustments in the first half of Season 1. Suit up, rivals, and prepare to ignite the battle. Adjustments. Vanguard. Captain America. Steve will receive some enhanced survivability.
He has been very fun for me to play. I've played Captain America for the amount of 3 separate times, or 2 separate times. But Steve has been really fun.
Allowing more frequent entering and exiting of the combat. Reducing the delay time for shield restoration after releasing Living Legend from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. Okay. Reduce Liberty Rush cooldown from 12 to 10 seconds, so that's the bash. Increase base health from 650 to 675. We saw that last night.
I always called the Liberty Rush like Stars and Stripes, honestly.
The test server that we played. Reduce the
my health gets bigger. Nice.
Recharge ultimate ability from 3400 to 3100. Okay, so basically it requires less to build ult, so it damage.
That's good.
You get ult.
I like that.
Reduce the additional health provided per second.
Reduced the original additional health provided per second.
To self after releasing it from 110 to 100. Okay, so you charge the ult faster, but you don't get the self shielding as much, like slightly less self shielding, but you get extra HP on the front end. So small nerf to the ult, but also a buff to the ult, 2 buffs to the ult at the same time. Because I think
that, for me, that's actually honestly that is a fair trade. By allowing you to pop off your ultimate slightly more often, you have to mitigate that by making a weaker boost. And this boost, like from 110 to 100, is not that much. So for you to be able to still get a decent health provided per second is really good, despite the fact that in light of being able to get your ult quicker, this is a good change.
Also, that's not listed here, but I believe you run faster now. I believe you run slightly
faster
as well. I saw a clip of it saying that people testing it, and it looked like you did. I don't know if that was just a bait clip though, so like don't quote me on that one.
I will say that like I did really well as Captain America, because it was a whole thing about you're always sprinting, but because you're sprinting, you attack a little bit faster. So I've been learning how to hit and run a lot with Captain America. Especially to where when it came to Hulk had the same idea, to where some of his moves that are meant to rush the opponent are actually better off being used to escape enemies. So that's the tech that I learned since being a part of like Rivals.
Doctor Strange will be reducing the threat range and increasing the defensive window of the Sorcerer Supreme. Add damage fall off to Maelstrom of Madness and Gamma Maelstrom, so that's the E, starting at 5 meters and reducing to 70% at 8 meters. Slightly decrease the shield value recovery rate after releasing Shield of the Seraphim from 80 to 70 seconds. Okay, so shield will regen slightly slower, and also the E will have a fall off range. Honestly, I think those are fine. Strange is probably the best tank in the game, so small adjustments, not bad. Honestly, the adjustments so far are pretty good. Thor, the God of Thunder, could use some slightly increased survivability and improve the success rate of his ultimate ability. Increase base health from 500 to 525. Added immunity to control effects during God of Thunder ultimate ability. Oh my god. You are CC immune now in Thor's ult. Thank God, because that ult could get shut down by everything under the sun. I'm loving this. They're cooking so far. This is
That's
great.
good to hear, though.
Hulk. Dr. Banner has been dominant.
Because when it comes to
sustained combat capability upon...
Because when it comes to the God of Thunder, I haven't seen a lot of like involvement of him, but I think things.
So I'm guessing that means like the amount of damage the bubble can take. So you could take 250 damage to 200. Granted, that's also to everyone around you, to all your teammates. That's actually kind of a double nerf, because you also get ult charge for enemies shooting your bubble, which means the bubble will break faster, which means you will build ult slightly slower on Hulk. So it's technically a double nerf, but I don't think this like kills him or anything. This will be fine.
Doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like it kills him anyway, because he is really heavy and really large already as it is. So for him to like get this technical double debuff, it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't take away his attack strategy, because he goes into you, and the rate and the DPS for his normal hit is higher than using his skills to do damage, because it's meant to close in on the enemy, from my understanding, but it's easy to use those to run away. You fight to run away.
Very playable. Venom. With increased survivability and with the threat of his ultimate ability, the Symbiote Menace will strike fear into the backlines of all the enemy teams. Increase the symbiotic resilience bonus health ratio gained per health loss point from 1 to 1.2. Is that his ult? So the amount of shield you get on ult is
resilience
now?
bonus.
So it's
that sounds good.
It's his E?
That sounds good.
Of his ultimate ability. So is it E and his ultimate, or just the E? Be the next line. Oh. Increase the base damage of the Feast of the Abyss ultimate ability from 40 to 50. Oh. So the ult does more damage too.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You know,
Ult gets more increase.
You know,
increased
funny, though.
resilience bonus. That's real good.
The right click, the tether, slowed people down more, and that's not in here. I'm slightly not concerned isn't the word. I'm intrigued that if there's placebo effect for some players and they just think that it is that, or if it actually was true. Probably placebo. They're probably wrong. You're right. They're probably wrong. This is why I always try to wait for like official stuff to come out when people are talking about like leaks or talking about, you know, like, oh, we tested this. I always like to see the actual, like, what they put out, because it's typically a little bit more accurate.
That makes sense, though, because I think I heard this. I don't remember if it was a clip from him, but I remember to where official news like this is really important, because if you just go to TikTok or you go to YouTube Shorts, they give you tips and tricks and, like, leaks, alleged leaks. But a huge thing that became a problem was with Luna Snow, to where you can technically change your controllers to switch between buff and healing with the scroll wheel, and when you spin to win, it actually bugs your game, and it doesn't catch up with like what's happening live in the game, because on your screen it looks like it's working, but in the actual game it might bug out, so you're only stuck to the one buff or the ladder.
But hey, these are good changes to Venom. I don't think this will break him. At least I don't think. But I think he'll be much better. I think that if that's a change to his E, he's going to be a lot tankier. Duelist, Black Panther. We're slightly decreasing T'Challa's combat survivability. Reduce the additional health provided to self after refreshing vibranium marks with Spirit Rend from 40 to 30. Whoa. And the upper limit of additional health provided from 120 to 75. Whoa. Those are pretty significant Black Panther nerfs, no? Those seem pretty significant. That's actually the most significant, I think, so far.
I think that's really beneficial for me, because when I say that's a good thing, because like for Black Panther is surviving for a lot longer than I would expect, and I don't know if it's because of people's approach to Black Panther, but I've seen Black Panther take enough damage to question if he's actually a Vanguard or Duelist.
Black Widow. Natasha has been very much in need of an optimization when evaluating the release experience of her abilities, as well as a slight increase to the threat of her ultimate ability. Increase the range of the first effect of Edge Dancer from a 3-meter radius
That's
to a
important.
5-meter radius. Which one's Edge Dancer chat? Edge Dancer chat. A little help here. Is that the ult? That's the ult?
Edge Dancer might be...
It's the kick? Okay, it's the kick. Reduce the time required for Fleetfoot to recover from 0 stamina to full from 12 seconds to 4.
That is reduction.
So when you would like sprint in the
a 4 second. That's real good.
All the way back up. Now it's only 4. That's
pretty
significant.
Pretty good.
Which I don't think is a problem. I think she needed something. Reduce the time required for electroplasma explosion explosion ultimate ability to reach maximum power from 1 second to 0.6 seconds. These are good changes.
These are good changes
I think
for
everyone can agree
Natasha
Marvel needs
Romanoff,
something.
but also is really
Nobody
funny.
wants a one-shot hit-scan sniper, right? Nobody wants that. I'm okay with these. These look good.
Because I would remind myself sometimes when I'm playing the game, because I know that the voice actors for a few of them, like Doctor Strange, Thor, and Black Widow, are from Critical Role. So I find myself just yelling their names, like, Bailey, stop dying, or Travis, get some water, your muscles need it. Like, I remember like yelling these things when I'm playing the game, so it's really fun. I really enjoy it.
I've seen, so interesting. Okay. And reduce the triggering distance of passive ability. Triggering distance of passive ability, Archer's Focus, from 60 meters to 40 meters. Reduce the maximum additional damage of the passer from 80 to 70. Archer's Focus, is that the thing where you, like, when you're aiming at someone, it builds up the thing in the middle, right?
Yeah, like
so
double
basically,
focus, yeah.
You won't be able to charge up meterage or the ability off of targets that are further away.
Okay,
you
good.
have to charge off the target.
From the way that it reads, it sounds like you have to get even closer as Hawkeye if you're going to be doing the double charge of the shots. That's really good. I like that.
If I'm completely honest, we'll see. I'm more than willing to give them the benefit of the doubt right now, because so far they've honestly, I don't know if that's going to be enough. If I'm completely honest, we'll see.
Additional damage.
I'm more than willing to give them the benefit of the doubt right now. Because so far they've been pretty correct about a lot of the stuff that they've ended up doing. Hell, even Wolverine's a good example. I always bring that up to people. Is like Wolverine is like everyone thought was terrible, and you know there was a Devin Emong chat like the third day of the season. It was like, hey, you guys just don't know how to play Wolverine yet. He's actually pretty good. And then after like 2 weeks, people figured out how to play Wolverine. So it could be one of those things where the focus might be a big difference, and also like the characters like Venom being stronger, Dive being stronger could also have an effect. So I'm a little bit more receptive to this as a change, but I know there's a lot of people that probably be kind of angry that he didn't get more nerfs. The other one, Hela, the Goddess of Death, has been a menace, and we're slightly decreasing her combat strength. Reduce base health from 270.
Her skin, by the way, very great. Very good. That long hair goth chick that people want, hell yeah.
Bonus to 15%. So I'm guessing the bonuses just aren't listed here. Maybe it's listed later. Oh, they're at the bottom? Okay, so there's more at the bottom. Okay, so let's just keep going, and then we'll get to the stuff at the bottom. Magic. The Queen of Limbo needed an increase to her threat after releasing her ultimate ability. Increased Umbral Incursion damage in Dark Child from 115 to 135. Chat, which one's Umbral Incursion? Is that the...
I think that's the teleporting.
Or is it like a little demon thing? Oh, it's the dash? Wait, what? Oh, okay, I didn't know that actually. Okay, good.
The dash?
I haven't
Okay.
learned all the names of all the abilities yet.
So I'm very excited I am very excited about that because
Moonlight.
during the beta, Magic was a pretty favorite character of mine because big sword swinging around, big dick energy, and it was really fun to just the Queen of Limbo swinging her dick around saying, "Hey, catch this." But for her damage increase, much better.
Kind of needed a little something. It didn't feel that great. But if you did have like the group combo, oof, that shit went kind of hard. Namor. As much as I want to say Namor. We're optimizing the throwing feel of Namor's eggs. Adjust the throwing feel of Monstro Spawn and Frozen Spawn. Now, Namor can more accurately throw them to the desired location.
He shouldn't get that.
Paul,
You shouldn't get the chance to throw that effectively. You suck.
Ultimate. Now Dance of the Butterfly, ultimate ability, will check for barriers, including Magneto's metal bulwark, Hulk's indestructible guard, etc. Oh, so if you can shield off Psylocke ult now?
That sounds like a really good change because
just gonna be like shielding the center. Probably just gonna shield the center, I think. The Punisher. We're slightly increasing the.
Which makes a lot of sense though because when it comes to Psylocke, it makes sense for the idea of the Psylocke Star-Lord combo because the idea of you locking down the enemy within the circle that you put them in plus the attack, the DPS of Star-Lord's ultimate, very good. And for Psylocke for people to have better defenses against Psylocke is very good because it felt hard to avoid when she was on the field.
We're increasing Wanda's combat strength when she's facing duelists or strategists. Increase Chaos Control's fixed damage from 50 to 60 damage per second. Reduce the percentage damage per second from 5% to 3%. And increase Prothean's burst projectile damage from 30 to 35. So just straight buffs across the board. 3 straight buffs for Scarlet Witch on her DPS, burst damage, and
Chthonian.
also reduce the percentage damage per second. Wait. Reduce the percentage damage per second. What does that mean? Oh, she deals less damage to tanks. Wait, really? Wait, she's like Wolverine, but in reverse.
Reverse Wolverine. Okay.
See, this is why I want to play a little. This is why I want to take more time and like actually learn all these other characters that I haven't got the chance to play yet, because I didn't even know that. I learned that right now. That's awesome. Storm. The Weather Witch needed an overall increase to her damage capability. We're also optimizing the feel of her left-click projectile and the release experience of her ultimate ability. Increase wind blade projectile speed from 100 meters to 150 meters a second, and left-click damage from 50 to 55 damage.
That's really good.
Damage from 70 to 80, and after releasing Omega Hurricane ultimate ability, the bonus health provided for herself will be increased from 350 to 450. Moreover, following its conclusion, the extra health will no longer vanish instantly, but will instead diminish at a rate of 100 per second. I like that last change. That's a very good last change. So that one's I think that makes a lot of sense. The other ones are just straight damage buffs across the board. I think a lot of people agree that Storm needed something. I was personally of the opinion that I think like Storm might be one of those characters people haven't learned to play yet that much, but I'm okay with like I'm fine with her getting some changes. I think
actually I can take care of it. It's okay.
Ooh, Squirrel Girl. We're increasing the threat of
no. It's my food.
Ability. Addition of a new effect to the unbeatable Squirrel Tsunami ultimate ability. The squirrels will rush towards the nearest enemy after bouncing instead of bouncing randomly.
That is so needed when it comes to Squirrel Girls. Because Squirrel Girl. Doreen's ultimate is very fun because you just launch it and like go random things, and you wish and you hope and pray that it hits more than just like your initial target, but for the fact that it rushes towards the nearest enemy after it bounces helps its usability to it increases its usability, but also the fact that there's a reduced tsunami health. I actually never tried attacking the storm because again, like it's like by the time you're surrounded by squirrels, you don't just like decide, oh, I'm gonna hit a squirrel. You're gonna say, why am I inside of it?
And reduce the squirrel tsunami health from 600 to 300. Wow. So the squirrels are actually gonna be useful now? Where if they hit people, they're gonna bounce and then chase? Wait.
Chasing is really good.
Wait, imagine being in a small hallway and the squirrels are chasing you. Yeah, it has less health now, but I just saw multiple people in chat go, the squirrels had health, question mark? Well, now you have a reason, you know? Winter Soldier will be adjusting Bucky by decreasing his long-range combat strength and increasing his survivability in medium to close combat. Increase the bonus health provided by Bionic Hook and Tainted Voltage from 30 to 40. Wow. Okay. So his like burst attack and his hook both get an extra 40 shield now. Increased roster Stern's projectile damage from 70 to 75, so just the left click. Reduce the damage area from area damage from 70 to 65, and reduce damage decay from 65% to 40%, meters to 60%. Wait, what? Reduce the area damage from 70 to 65, and reduce damage decay from 65% at 40 meters to 60%. Is this the
It's
E
slightly.
or the again? Ross Stern is his E, not his left click. Oh, so this is just a buff to his right, his E. Oh, okay. Oh, my bad then. Okay, so his E gets a buff, not his gun.
And the base health increase is very
When is
nice.
this one?
So you can come back at it again.
I'm not reading chat anymore. I'm getting debated. Which one? What is this? Reduce
Roast-
the area
that's
damage from
the
70
gun.
to 65
That's the
and
gun.
damage decay from 65 to 40.
So
Which one has area damage decay? Oh, fall off begins at 20 meters, decreasing to 65 at 40 meters.
okay, damage fall
It's all
off.
for his gun. Okay, makes sense. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Base health increase from 250 to 275. I'm glad we could get that all settled. Wolverine. Yeah, I'm keeping that tab up, but now anytime I have questions, I'm looking at that. I'm not asking chat anymore. Wolverine. Logan will receive an increase to basic combat strength.
Increase the base
decrease in the additional
combat.
survivability after activating Undying Animal. Increase base health from 300 to 350, and reduce the damage reduction ratio provided by Undying Animal from 50% to 40.
Damage reduction was 50 to begin
I
with?
don't actually know if
That's
Wolverine needed any buffs, if I'm completely honest with you. I think we were kind of figuring him out, like, you know, he's actually kind of good. I get why he got buffed, though. I know why he got buffed. I'm okay with it, but, like, man, that's scary.
Ooh.
Strategist, Cloak and Dagger. Ty and Tandy will receive an increase to their healing capability. as
Jeff
well
the
as
Shark. I'm
expansion
excited for
of the
Jeff the
coverage area
Shark.
Of their ultimate ability. Reduce Dagger Storm cooldown from 15 to 12 seconds, and increase the number of dashes in Eternal Bond ultimate ability from 3 to 4.
Okay.
Which is awesome. It looks great. Jeff the Land Shark.
I haven't seen enough use from Cloak and Dagger to where they would stack Eternal Bond, because people have shown videos of what a 4-stack Eternal Bond looks like. That's great, but in terms of practical use, I haven't seen it yet because it doesn't say anything about them being invincible during that because you can definitely shoot them out of the air while they're performing it.
We'll be adjusting the range for his ultimate ability so it better fits the warding marker. In addition, we'll also be increasing his healing capability. Adjust its Jeff ultimate ability. I didn't know, it's called its Jeff, that's why. Range from 10-meter sphere to a 10-meter radius. Oh, with a 5-meter high cylindrical spell field. Interesting. So now, so that's basically a 5-meter nerf on the height. Good.
And that's okay.
Because I got tired of jumping up on Strange and getting eaten out of the sky. I felt like that didn't make sense.
That is a fair buff for my boy Jeff because this little cute boy gets an increase in healing. But in terms of its ults, honestly, ult is very situational, especially to where if and only if you get 2 or more people within the circle, then you use it. I don't remember times to where I grab people above me 10 meters up, but 5 meters up, between 10 meters and 5 meters, you can have it.
But I don't. Yeah, anyways, increase the healing of Joyful Splash from 140 to 150 heals per second. I'm guessing that is.
I'm happy about that.
I'm not checking. Luna Snow. While we enjoyed her dropping the bass, I'm surprised it was that for Luna, but yeah. We've made some adjustments to Luna's ultimate ability to prevent players from abusing its healing capabilities. Increase the interval for switching between healing and damage in Fate of Both Worlds from 1 second to 0.5 seconds. Basically, if you didn't know, people would bind it to scroll wheel and just scroll wheel really hard and it would just go a million miles an hour. It was actually worse to do.
Okay, here's the clip.
Sometimes you could bug it out and you would confuse the server, and on your screen, you would see it flipping back and forth, but on the...
But on the other side, they will only show one buff. That's the difference. Like, that's what I heard.
The actual game, you would get stuck on one of them. So I was playing a game of Karki one time. I pulled somebody into his ult on Wolverine. He's ulting, and I almost died through his ult because I wasn't getting healed. Because on his end, he's spamming the scroll wheel. On server end, it was just on damage boost the entire time.
Yeah, because what you see on screen and the way you... Because, like, changing your controllers can bug the server, because the server only knows a certain parameter. But if you change your parameters drastically to what the server is used to from stress tests, it's going to have that bug.
And I almost died. So yeah, honestly, good change though. It was a bug. It shouldn't have been there. Mantis. We'll be making Mantis feel a bit less fleet-footed, reducing her roaming support capability. Reduce Nature's Favor passive movement boost from 2.5 meters to 1.5 meters. Well, that's pretty significant. That's a pretty significant nerf to Mantis' speed. Wow. Didn't see that coming. Rocket Raccoon. Rocket keys enhancement to his capabilities. Increase the healing of repair mode from 60 per second to 70 per second. So straight up rocket buff. Okay.
That is a good thing on the rocket buff. I just personally, when I used him and his like tools, I wasn't a very good rocket when I played, but I was a better Jeff.
We'll be reducing his seasonal buff. Reduce Hawkeye's seasonal bonus from 20 to 15%. Hela, Thor, Loki. Much like Hawkeye, Hela's overwhelming power should be receiving a slight reduction. Reduce Hela's seasonal bonus from 20 to 15%. So it's a 5% nerf damage both on Hawkeye and Hela. That was on the patch notes up top because it's tied into the seasonal bonus. I know it's a little bit confusing, but the reason why it counts as these team-ups with them is because Hawkeye and Hela in this case are something called the Anchor, which means that they always have the team-up buff. If you play with Thor, you don't have the team-up unless you have a Hela, but Hela will always have her team-up ability, if that makes, or her buff, because
I suppose
that makes sense. Luna Snow and Namor will be increasing the threat of Namor's Frozen Spawn. Wait, what? Increase Frozen Spawn damage from 25 to 27.
Okay.
Increase Frozen Spawn slowing effect applied to hit enemies from
30% from 25 is really big.
Spawn damage from 16 to 18.
That's really big.
That is 3 huge Namor buffs. Interesting. Okay. Rocket Raccoon, Punisher, Winter Soldier. One of Rocket's best tools will now be available more often. Reduce the cooldown of ammo invention from 45 seconds to 40 seconds. Okay, so a small rocket buff on the team up. Been getting to put the thing down more often. Scarlet,
that's really good because like they rely on on a reload system, but I wonder if that increases their clip capacity.
And increase metallic fusion spell field damage from 30 to 35. So sword is stronger. I don't know what the metallic fusion.
I've never released the sword for Magneto before. I don't know how releasing the sword works. It doesn't work for me.
I'm guessing that's Scarlet Witch's ability through the team up. Oh, it's the sword splash damage. Okay, cool. Thank you. I haven't played much Scarlet Witch, so I don't know what her abilities are out of that team up. Hell, I haven't even seen that team up almost at all. since the game's come
It
out.
barely happens. It really doesn't.
Thor, Storm,
It's
and
like
Captain
a
America.
it's like a
We'll be
divorced
enhancing the
family.
damage capability of Storm's
Scarlet doesn't see her father a lot. Her
ability.
father can't
Reduce the
reach her
cooldown
daughter a
of
lot. It
Charged
doesn't
Gale
happen a
from
lot in
20 seconds
games.
to 15 seconds, and increase the damage of Charged Gale from 50 to 55. Wow. Honestly, I could see Storm, Thor, Captain America actually being pretty decent. That's a lot of Storm buffs. Captain America, I already thought was kind of slept on. He got some buffs. Thor got some buffs. Might be a playable team up now, because it was not really a playable team up before.
Really?
Hell, you could
Okay.
actually do Thor, Captain America, Storm, Hela, Loki, and then you have double res on Hela kills. Yeah, you could kind of cook with that, actually. I like that this patch just opened up a few new possibilities that weren't really getting played before. You know, I'm not gonna like make a judgment call and say like if this patch is good or bad. I'm sure there's gonna be people that think, oh, it's not enough, or oh, it's too much.
I say it's a
I
good
think
patch.
it's way too early to have any type of idea like that. But I have good faith, actually. I think that this is gonna be good. I think it looks pretty good so far. I think it's gonna be a fun time. So there you go. There's your patch notes for Season 1 of Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, that's honestly a really good video. I'm so happy that I found Flats. I'm so happy I found him. I will put a link for him down below, but he was a very good source of information for me. He speaks like a man who has gone through sex twice, and he has the balls that are larger than Mount Rushmore. He has the confidence, and I like the fact that he is very knowledgeable about the game. I will be listening to more from from Flats. Follow him, subscribe to him, let his big number get bigger. Yeah, that's it. That's the video. Help me out too. Thank you. Bye bye.